Good morning, operators. Stand by. Stand by. Coffee's hot, frequency's alive. 145.430. You're listening to the morning hum. This is the Coffee Break Net. Steam rising with the sunrise glow. Signals bouncing nice and low. Foothill light and silicon sky. Morning check-ins rolling by. Call sign ready, mic in hand. Voices drifting through the band. RF dancing in the air. Someone's mobile somewhere out there. Heat up, drop your sign. One at a time. You're sounding fine. Sip so don't rush the day. Net control will lead the way. Coffee on the console. Radio's awake. Morning on the machine. Give and take. Voices in the speaker, smooth and clean. So like riding on the beam. Checking out, don't hesitate. This is how we caffeinate. From the hills to the bay. W6EK Echo Kilo starts the day. Check in. AllStarLink been feeling strong. Echolink brings friends along. Mobile bass or handheld tight. Everyone sounding right. Morning traffic rolling through. Signal reports 5x2. Laughing in between the keys. Coffee cup and beat my R's. Mic drop, carry a tone. You're never really alone. One more round, take your place. Good vibes on the interface. Coffee on the console. Radio's awake. Morning on the machine. Give and take. Voices in the speaker, smooth and clean. Sunlight riding on the beam. Check it out. Don't hesitate. This is how we caffeinate. Morning voices, RF stream. Coffee break, live on the machine. Good morning, operators. Stand by. Coffee's hot. Frequency's alive. Good morning, operators. Stand by. Good morning. Voices. Stand by. Stand by. Good morning, operators. Stand by. Stand by. Good morning, operators. Stand by. Stand by.
Good morning, and welcome to the Coffee Break Net on the W6EK Repeater located in Auburn, California. The Coffee Break Net, where the sun is always shining, the birds are singing, and the fish are jumping. This net is sponsored by the Sierra Foothills Amateur Radio Club in Northern California, and we're here every day of the week from 7:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. Pacific Time. Please welcome your net control host and conversation facilitator, Brian, AI6US, checking in from beautiful Meadow Vista, California. Let's get the Coffee Break Net underway, because it's a great way to start our day. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, everybody. AI6US here, Brian in beautiful Meadow Vista, California. The sun is shining, the birds are singing, and the fish are jumping. Welcome to the Coffee Break Net. We're here every day of the week, 7:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. Pacific Time. That's 15:30 to 1800 UTC. And we are sponsored by the Foothills Amateur Radio Club in Northern California. Well, let's get the Coffee Break Net underway. Today is Tuesday. It is March 3rd, 2026. It's Tuesday all day long. Let's check what our national and international days are before we take a round of quick in and outs. Today is World Wildlife Day, creating awareness for critically endangered species. Let's see, today is the Lantern Festival in many countries. Many cultures believe that letting the lanterns float into the lakes, seas, rivers, waterfalls, and in the air will bring fertility to the land because the spirits welcome them with happiness. Here in California, it starts wildfires. Today is International Whiskey Day, International Irish Whiskey Day to be specific. Today is National Sportsmanship Day, and today is Canadian Bacon Day. Everything is better with bacon on it. Canadian bacon, also one of my favorite bacons. And I don't want to repeat myself, so listen carefully. Today is World Hearing Day. Yes, World Hearing Day. Good morning. Let's go ahead and start off the morning with a few rounds of quick in and outs as you start your day. I think, again, once this morning, I'm going to start out with anyone in Northern California. We'll just give you the first opportunity to get in on this net. Anyone local or in the Northern California region now.
Kilo November 6,
N6EKV.
Uniform KN6WQ. Good morning, Brian.
Morning. Kilo Charlie 6, Sierra Lima, Quebec, Rick in North Island.
Whiskey Uniform 6 Hotel.
Whiskey 60 Oscar Mike.
Okay, Charlie, how many times do you want to get checked in this morning?
At least 3.
Okay, I have you on the list twice. Please, just a reminder, everyone, check in once, and if you don't hear your call, I'll call for again. W6H, good morning, Ryan. KO6TH, good morning to Greg. KD6CDQ, good morning, Rick. EC6SLE, good morning, Graydon. N6CKV, good morning, Carl. And good morning to Dan, KN6WQU, and good morning to Charlie, W6SOM. There were several doubles. At least we know where the kerfuffles come from. Did I miss anyone in Northern California?
Kilo Oscar 6, Kilo Mike Romeo, over.
Kilo Ocean 6, Mike India.
Kilo Golf 6, November Lima Whiskey. Good morning, Brian.
All right. Good morning to Frank, KG6 in LW. And good morning to Jeff, KO6MMI. Good morning to Robert, KO6KMR. And good morning to Tom, KB6SSN. There was one other station right at the beginning that you got doubled on.
KO6ISJ.
All right, very good. So those are Northern California check-ins. Let's go ahead and see who's out there coming in on the internet this morning. These are all for quick in and outs, and that's 2 minutes or less, and just a quick hello. So anybody from the internet want to be in this first round?
WB7, Uniform Kilo X-Ray.
All right, good morning, Dick, WB7UKX. All right, let's go ahead and go with this list up to the top. Good morning, Charlie, W6SOM. These are quick in and outs. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Sorry about earlier. I just thought when I checked in, I unkeyed and I just heard noise, so I thought I didn't get in. So I won't do that again. I'll just wait till the end. Just want to say hi to everybody on the net. Whiskey 6, Sierra Oscar Mike. I'll let you move on to the next person.
No, the problem is people don't hear themselves and keep trying, thinking that they didn't get through. It just continues the kerfuffle. So, yeah, you don't need to wait for the end, but if you don't hear your call, come on back. Charlie, you have a wonderful day. Thanks for checking in this morning. Hope your knuckles recover from the new ruler slap. Sorry, man. Just trying to run a clean open to the net. You have a great day. KN6WQU. Dan, you deserve a ruler slap no matter what. Good morning.
And I'll take it with pride. This is KN6WQU here, just dropping staying off at school. Just another beautiful day. Man, yesterday was a beautiful day. Beautiful day yesterday. I mean, although kind of let it get to me a little bit. I had to do a little reset around 1 o'clock. Crawled right back into bed for about an hour and a half. Took a little nap. Got back up and tried it again. The second half was a lot better than the first half, but that whole situation with that car dealer guy just was kind of getting to me. It just have to work twice as hard now to like get caught up on bills and stuff, and it's the first of the month now, so this is when most of the money goes out, and it's just like it sucks. Anyway. My friends were there for me, and the transporter guy that I work with, I told the situation. He's like, "Here, bro, here's $1,000. Just do what you got to do with it, and we'll square up later." And I'm like, sweet. So that helped me out a lot. So there's that. So at least I can stay on top, and I don't have to have bill collectors ringing my phone all day. So there's that. Anyway, this is KN6WQ. I'm back off to work. Everybody have a great day.
Dan, I'm not an attorney, I'm not a cop, but if it were me, the advice I give to you is go over to that guy's used car lot, pick a car out of the lot and say, I'll take that car. Would you call us even then?
Yeah, I wish that was the case. He doesn't have a car lot anymore, so, we've been doing it at his house. And, he sells it on Facebook and stuff. So there's cars that come and go, some that belong to him, some that don't. I don't know the whole inside and outside. All I know is, he says, "I got a car you need to fix," and I go fix it for him. And then, I'll pay you later. It turned into almost $10,000. I'm like, okay, I'm done.
No, sometimes you just have to cut bait and roll out of there. Sorry to hear that, man. Okay, well, have a good day. Sometimes a reset in the middle of the day definitely works wonders. And we're thinking of you, my friend, and we'll try to get you more work, and you do a great job out there, so we'll support you, my friend. KN6WQU, AI6US Coffee Break Net. Hey, good morning, Carl. N6CKV, is the sun touching the ground in your area?
Hey, good morning, Brian, and everyone else out there. We've got a little bit of sun, but some overcast, so
tell quite yet. There's a little bit of light outside. Not much going on. I have to go see the doctor today for my back and check on the progress of their procedure. Other than that, it's going to be a quiet day.
Well, I think you had mentioned that the procedure on the nerve stimulus was working well. Is it still working well for you?
Yeah, it's cut the pain down in about half. I can move. I'm walking a lot more, so I'm making good progress. I've got another month with it.
So I'm not really familiar with these devices. Are they just a temporary to address, or is it something that would or could become permanent?
They're only approved for 60 days of use. They train the nerves, the body's nerves, to ignore the pain. They substitute something else, so they're only there for 60 days.
How interesting. Okay, well, keep us updated on that, and I certainly wish you well at your appointment today and continuing forward. That is great news that you've gotten some relief from that electric stimulus there, so that's awesome. Well, good morning to you, good morning to Ruth, and do have a wonderful day.
Thanks for that, Brian. Everyone have a good Tuesday. This is W6EK. I'm going to say 73 and idle in.
I will pass that on to her. Thank you very much. Good morning, Graydon, KC6SLE. We missed you at last night's VE session, but it was a great session, a good turn, very good turnout, and boy, that pizza tasted good. Good morning.
Good morning, Brian. Yeah, I like Old Town pizza. That's probably, I don't eat a lot of pizza anymore. It's part of my life, but when I do, I want good pizza. That's where I go. Thanks to Gerry, W6EK, for taking over for me last night. I appreciate that, Gerry. And Gerry sent me a list of the candidates and the Elmers that participated. Looked like a good session.
It really was. It was a little heartbreaking, though, because our youngest candidate attempted the exam, and he was so close on his first attempt, so he decided to go for a second attempt, and he came out of that room just eyes red and pooling, and oh my gosh, it was such a tough thing to see. His dad and him went outside for a little bit and talked, and he decided he wanted to give it one more try. So unfortunately, he didn't make it, but we all chipped in because we didn't want him paying those exam fees. So the Elmers chipped in and helped me out, and we just covered, so he didn't have to pay for those exams. And he said he's going to be back again. But it was so tough seeing that young kid, tears in his eyes as he had studied so hard, and his dad said he was acing his test exams at home, but he'll be back.
Well, that's good, and don't want him to get discouraged. It's the pressure probably got to him, but hopefully make him a little more relaxed next time. He's got some experience under his belt, but don't want him to get discouraged. Want him to keep trying.
Absolutely. Well, after last evening, we have 9 brand new technicians, and we awarded 2 radios, 2 HTs to a couple folks, and it was just a real fun evening. Anything for the net this morning, Graydon?
No, my eye is feeling much better. Though my son and my wife tell me it doesn't look a whole lot better, it feels a whole lot better. So I finally there's a little tiny bit of, I got it when I was weeding the day before, but a little tiny sharp piece of sand that had gotten up in the upper part of the eye, and every time I blinked, it was taking a little slice out of the eyeball. But it'll heal. Eyes heal quickly. So thanks for everybody covering for me last night, but I might have scared you if I walked in the room. I'd have to wear an eye patch. But this morning, I'm wearing eye protection, and I'm underneath the tractor trying to fix something that broke on the tractor yesterday.
Well, good luck with that project, and you have a big bruised, swollen eye. We're used to seeing you with that around Lisa.
She swears that it's just when she rolls over in bed, but I think it's when I'm sleeping she takes a shot at me.
I was just joking. I guess you're not. Great, and have a wonderful Tuesday.
Everyone have a great day. 73 KC6 SLE.
Good morning, Rick. KD6 CDQ.
Good morning, Brian and Annette. This is KD6 CDQ, Rick in beautiful downtown suburban North Highlands. National Whiskey Day. Hey, I'll drink to that, my man.
You know, we have a little thing that we do for those of us who go up early to different events, like setup or different portable operations. The night before, if we get up there a little early before we turn in for the night, we all bring up a special whiskey, and there's been a lot of Irish whiskeys that have been brought up, and we share and just do a informal, non-snob taste test. It's been a lot of fun.
And the one who wins is the one that's still standing, right? Oh, man. That sounds like a fun thing to do sometimes. Well, anyways, got nothing planned for today. I think I'm just going to keep it low, and matter of fact, I'm going to get a few hours of sleep. So, everyone, have yourself a great day today. If you partake of the Natural Whiskey Day, remember, there's a price to pay. This is KD6 CDQ 73, y'all.
All right, Rick. Well, thanks for dropping in. And yes, we do. I think a couple times we've slept well that night, but I don't think it ever goes to that extreme. We are responsible. So we think KD6 CDQ, AI6US Coffee Break Net. Hey, good morning, Greg. KO6TH. I believe today is boat day.
Good morning, Brian. Good morning, everyone. Greg, KO6TH. Yes, indeed, boat day. Just getting ready here to head out. I think I've got everything sorted, and I'm going to answer one quick email and then get on my way. So, chat with the guy doing that. Hopefully, we'll be doing the conversion for electric drive. Chatting with him on the way. Other than that, it is Fixing Leaks Day. We'll see how well that goes. Hopefully a success on both accounts. So I'll be listening to the net on the way down, but I pretty quickly lose the ability to get back into the system as I drive away. So, but I will be listening, and everybody have a good day. KO6TH.
Well, Greg, thank you so much for being in Elmer last evening, and it looked like you had a great discussion with your candidate, and thank you so much for being there. And the pizza was delicious. Have a wonderful day, Greg. Drive safely.
Yeah, good choice on the restaurant, and I forget his name now. The candidate, he had to let his license lapse, got it back, got the license back. Hopefully, be registered tomorrow, and he's going to go back and try to get his old call sign back. He had a cool call sign before. Be ashamed to let it go to somebody else. It's his. KO6TH 73 all.
All right, Greg. Thanks a lot, and I really appreciate you being part of the Elmer team. KO6TH AI6US Coffee Break Net. Good morning to Ryan, W6EK.
Good morning, Brian and Annette. International Irish Whiskey Day, so I guess we know how that's spelled, huh? It's from Ireland. It's it's an EY, KEY, right? And if it's just a SKY, then it's Scottish and Canadian, right?
And if it's made in America, it's not being manufactured this year. That one blew me away.
Didn't even hear about that. Not a whiskey drinker, at least not anymore.
Yeah, 2026. I'm trying to remember who the Kentucky brewery that just shut down for the year. Somebody out there help me.
Jim Beam.
Thank you very much. Yeah, Jim Beam. Just, their sales to Canada tanked. The trend for drinking, I guess, has gone down slightly, and they just said, we're going to take the year off. So they've shuttered their plants for the year, for the rest of the 2026. Interesting approach, but let's hope that keeps them in business.
Wow. I guess, just wow. Yeah. That's an interesting business plan. Probably not one that I would do, but I guess if you can do it, do it. Well, that's all I got, Brian. 73s is W6EK.
All I can say is I hope they gave those laid-off workers a couple of cases to take home with them to get them through the year. Whether to drink or sell. Ryan, have a wonderful day. Thanks for dropping by this morning. Clearing with W6EK. And good morning to Tom. Thank you for the answer on that. The check is in the mail. KB6SSN.
Well, good morning, Brian. Three quick things here. First of all, the whiskey thing. I just read that article yesterday, so that's why it's fresh in my mind. And what is it? Minimum 4 years for a Kentucky bourbon? So, the stuff they're going to sell this year was,
It's not your radio. It's his.
The big problem comes from the fact that most of the distillers have quit making their own whiskey, and they went to this big company in Indiana that's making this generic grain alcohol that they put in kegs and or in casks and age and whatnot, and it's just crap. But it's cheap and it's easy, and the profit margins are higher. So something like 80% of the whiskey sold in America are now coming out of the plant in Indiana. So the people who are still doing it the right way got their religion money issues. So hopefully that'll come around. The other thing was the young man who had trouble passing his test. I equate it to quail hunting. I don't know if you've ever hunted valley quail before, but it's as frustrating as called for. Let me put it that way. The valley quail is the most elusive bird on earth, and if you just step out of your truck and you get one, it's not very satisfying. To be honest with you, you have to be that bird. But when you spend all day, 2 days, 3 days, and you finally get one of those little suckers, it's so great. So you feel much, much better when it's that light.
Well, Tom, I'm sure what you said was lovely. We got zero of it. You have no audio, carrier only. I could hear a voice way in the background, but I cranked my volume and didn't hear anything. We're going to chip in and buy you a new microphone.
Okay, did you miss all of it, or is this better?
We missed everything.
Okay, real quick recap. The reason that the whiskeys are shutting down this year is because of a plant in Indiana that has taken over for alcohol production for something like 80% of the whiskeys sold in America are now fake and made in Indiana. And the 20% that aren't are losing their shirt because of it. So, and they're aged 4 to 12 years, something like that. So, the whiskey they're selling this year was kegged between 4 and 12 years ago. So, they're planning for the future on this. But in any case, I just read the article literally yesterday, so it was really quite enlightening. The other thing I was talking about was the young man who missed his test last night, and I equate it to quail hunting. If you get out of the truck and you get a quail right away, you're happy you got a bird, but it's not really all that satisfying. But if you spend 2 to 3 days hunting down one of these little most elusive birds on Earth, and you finally get one, not only does it taste delicious, but the fact is that you have great satisfaction from the effort you put into it. So I think he's going to be very happy when he gets his license.
No, just to see him, though, kind of crushed last evening, it was kind of tough to take, but his dad was very supportive, and he knows when he comes back that we are going to cover his testing, and Smitty even said, you come back and you got yourself a radio, kid. So, yeah. All right, well, Tom, you have a wonderful day, and yeah, like I said, people's taste are changing, and then a big chunk of it, though, is what's not crossing the border. They just swore off our whiskeys. Darn it. Well, good morning to you. You have a wonderful day, Tom.
Well, thank you, Brian. And just one last thing here. We did post 7 new videos up on the Confederate Sun 1 YouTube page yesterday. One was the little radio on top of the big amplifier. The other was that we did a box opening and hookup of the FTM 510 DRASP, whatever, DRASP, whatever that thing is. And that was amazing radio. And then we also swapped tubes. Our first how-to video of how to take tubes out of a Henry amplifier. So these videos are so bad, Brian, that on your very, very first day learning your career, your student project didn't look a tenth as bad as what we produced. So you couldn't make them this bad if you wanted to. But the fact is that if you are into bad videos from a couple of old cranky guys that do nothing but sit around and play with radios, go check it out. KB6SSN 73.
As long as the audio is clear and it's something that people is interested in, the ear is more important than the eyes, honestly, when it comes down to videos. So as long as the content is liked, I think you're going to get those views. Very cool. Well, you have a wonderful day, Tom. Thanks for checking in this morning. Clearing with KB6SSN. Let's go ahead and check in with Robert, KO6KMR. Good morning, Robert.
Well, good morning, sir, and all the net. I'm sitting here while listening to the conversation and going over the extra test in the, what is this, hamstudy.com or something like that, and not actually doing too bad. I'm up in the 70 range now, and I've still got 5 weeks to go, so I don't think that's too awful bad. And going to go to the gym as usual. Got to go pick up taxes today. And probably go out and get some coffee with Karen. And other than that, that's my day. Over.
Yeah, hamstudy.org. It's a great resource and a great tool to because if you have signed into the website, it's a free website and for exam preparation. And if you have signed into that website, the great thing about that website is it tracks what questions you get right, what questions you get wrong, and it will start feeding you the questions that you are having trouble with and struggling with more frequently. And so it's a wonderful tool that just kind of tracks you and reinforces you to learn the things that you're weak on. So very good. Well, have a wonderful coffee time with Karen and a good time at the gym. And we'll look forward to maybe working you with your new privileges sometime soon with that new radio that you're shopping for.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to all that, and do appreciate the conversation, and going to drink another cup of coffee and monitor for a bit, and then head off. Over.
All right, Robert. Happy Tuesday to you, and we'll catch you another morning, and good luck. Sounds like you have your day well planned, and it should be a beautiful, beautiful day out there today. KO6KMR, AI6US 73.
Good morning. The time is 8.
And good morning, Jeff, KO6MMI.
Morning, Brian. Good morning, Coffee Break Net. It is a beautiful, sunshiny day out here in East Roseville on the back porch, looking out towards the Auburn area. I was hearing about people taking their tests. Today was my first successful practice test on the extra exam level.
Well, congratulations. That really feels good when you start going through those tests and then you start getting time after time after time getting in that green zone. Congratulations.
Yeah, I've just been doing a lot of review for a long while, and was taking just like, well, I should take practice tests, and I was just kept getting them right, kept knowing the answers. It felt really good. Ended up with a 92%. So was really happy about that. I had one quick question for Graydon out there, KC6 SLE. What would be, if you're still monitoring, sir, what would be the best way to get in contact with you for an Elmer tour at Hamfest coming up on the 28th?
You can, well, Brian, first of all, Brian, do I have permission to go direct?
Please go direct, and I had suggested, because he has money burning a hole in his pocket and he's looking for a certain type of radio, I suggested that maybe he could get on the early list with an Elmer. Go ahead, direct.
So thanks for the inquiry. And second, you can send me an email if you would like, or you can phone me. Probably phoning me would be the quickest and easiest way to do it. 925-768-0830. Or if you prefer an email, you can send it at lisagraydon@gmail.com. So it's just my wife's first name, my first name, and lowercase run together. Or she gets it first, obviously. And gmail.com.
Well, thank you very much, Graydon. I will reach out to you, and I'll see you at Hamfest. Thank you, Brian, for letting me ask that question. I figured that would be a good lead-in, too, for the promotion of Hamfest, so I didn't feel that was all personal. But that's it for me, guys. Have a wonderful day. To all of you out there in Coffee Break Land, this is KO6, Mike, India. I am clearing out. I'll be monitoring for a little bit, and I hope you all have a great day. 73.
All right, Jeff. Yeah, a great resource that the Elmers and Graydon have arranged for the Hamfest, a walking tour with an Elmer, a mentor, and kind of walk around and look at radios and kind of talk about the technologies and maybe help narrow down the choices of what is all this gear. So, Jeff, you have a wonderful day. Clearing with KO6 MMI, and I'll promote the Hamfest here in just a few minutes. Good morning, Frank, KG6NLW.
Good morning, Brian and Annette. Kilo Golf 6, November Lima Whiskey, in beautiful sunny Cloverdale. Yeah, you heard that right. Something is funky at work, so I get to stay home and enjoy myself. Not much else going on here, just enjoying my nighttime sleep schedule. I love that. About 10 people watching this morning over on the YouTube side, so, you know, of course, a good morning to the YouTube land. And, Brian, I'm going to have to talk to you off air about something, but I have an idea for this year for the Hamfest for you. So I think you might know where I'm going based on my based on me and what I do. So we'll see what happens with work first. It's going to be beautiful 67 degrees here today, so I'm looking forward to it. Getting a bunch of editing done, and if you have an Apple computer and you have Grid Tracker, but you don't know how to properly import 8F logs, I have a video about that. Well, I will have a video about that. It's currently members only, but it comes out on Thursday evening, so come check it out. With that, Brian, I think the egg timer's up, and I'll pass it back to you. AI6US KG6NLW.
Well, I know the weather in Cloverdale can be highly influenced by the Pacific Ocean, so I don't know if you are going to have a good early clearing your way, but do have an enjoyable day off any way you can get it, and sounds like you have many things planned ahead. Well, you have a wonderful day, Frank. Thanks for checking in this morning, and good morning to everybody listening in on the YouTube channel. KG6 in LW, AI6US. Let's check in now with Larry. It was Tom, SSN, who mercilessly stomped you into the ground, by the way. KO6IHJ, good morning.
Good morning, Brian. KO6IHJ. Yeah, I'm kind of used to getting stepped on by him. Hey, guess what today is? It's an anniversary of mine. Today is the day that I became a ham operator a whole 12 ago. Oh my gosh, it's been forever.
Happy 1-year ham-iversary. Very cool. And boy, who would have thought 12 months ago that you would be so immersed in the hobby, and definitely you are doing some awesome things. A lot of radios at your disposal there to play with there with Tom. Well, excellent. Happy ham-iversary.
Yes, thank you. It's been an awesome whirlwind of events, and I contributed to the first day I got my license, and it was right before the first Ham Fest last year, my first Ham Fest. And yeah, I went to the table with Gerry and said, "Hey, show me around." And Elmer showed me around and learned me some stuff, and from there, 6 months later, you know it, General and Extra and Tom and everybody and Ryan and Frank says, "Okay, you got to get busy with this stuff." So hey, that's what a Hamley's all about. I'm just a happy camper. I'm going to wish everybody a blessed day. Get out and do something. I got to do some grocery shopping. Looks like an awesome day out there. I'm going to send it back to you, Brian. Thanks for running it. This is Kilo Oscar 6, Indy Hotel Juliet, 73.
Well, Jeff, AK6OK, has invited Doug and I down to his warehouse today, and he says, I have some wonderful, great items to donate for the upcoming Ham Fest. So Doug and I are heading down there early this afternoon, and we are going to be picking up some items from that have been donated by AK6OK. So be on the lookout. I hear the Ham Fest table for the club this year, they've had to expand it. I think it was expanded from 5 tables to 7. Now it's probably going to go 9 or 10. So it's going to be quite a bit of cool stuff this year. KO6IHJ, good day to you and happy 1-year ham-iversary, 7-3.
7-3, thanks.
Good morning, Dick, WB7UKX.
Good morning, Brian. Cool day here in Nebraska. I think we're supposed to get up to mid-50s for a change. It's been chillier than that. Getting ready to go down and get an ilioinguinal nerve block. My fun part of the day. And just kind of enjoying a little bit of ham radio this morning to relax and get prepared for it. Back to net, WB7UKX.
Okay, for some reason I was putting you up into Oregon. Do you bounce between 2 locations, or have I been wrong all this time, Dick?
I have been to Oregon frequently, but I have not been there for a number of years. But I do live in Nebraska, and have for the last 45 or so years. Lived in Arizona for a while before that. Was in the Navy for quite a while. But mostly Nebraska. I've traveled all over the U.S. I've been to 48 out of the 50 states. But no, I never have lived in Oregon.
You know, most of our interaction is just a quick for the log at the end of the net. And somehow in the back of my mind, every time you checked in, I thought, an Oregonian. Now I'm going to have to think of Nebraskan. A Husker, maybe. Good morning to you there, Dick. And anything else for the net this morning?
I was just going to mention I got licensed in Tucson, Arizona, and that's where I picked up the 7 call, and I just kept it after that. nothing really else now. We're getting ready to head out here shortly to head to the doctor. So thanks for the check-in, Brian. Talk to you later. WB7UKX.
All right. I know of others who have had that nerve block, and it's certainly brought them a lot of relief, and I hope that does the same for you. Have a wonderful day, Dick. Thanks for checking in this morning. WB7UKX in Nebraska. Drill that into my brain. You have a great day. 7-3.
7-3, Brian.
All right, we're going to take another round of quick in and outs here, but before I do that, just remind you today is World Wildlife Day, creating awareness for critically endangered species. Today is a Lantern Festival Day. Many countries let lanterns float into the lakes, seas, rivers, water, in the air, and with the belief that this will bring fertility to the land because the spirits welcome these lanterns with happiness. Today is International Irish Whiskey Day. It's National Sportsman's Day. Today is Canadian Bacon Day. I think we had some of that on our pizza last night. And today is World Hearing Day. Yes, you heard that right. World Hearing Day. All right, let's take one more round of quick in and outs as we start our morning here on the Coffee Break Net. Any takers?
In 7MSM Mobile.
K6 LUV. Good morning.
KC8 Fox Queen Victor. Morning.
KQ4 SDX.
All right, sorry about that, folks. Somebody from the Fireside Network evidently sat on a microphone. I hope they don't have to go to the doctor to get that removed. It sounded painful. This is who I heard. KQ4SDX, good morning, Kathy. KC8FQV, good morning to Mark. KAB6LUV, good morning to Brett. KA6VGM, good morning, Jimmy. In 7MSM, good morning to Marv. Did I miss anyone? All right, up to the top. These are quick in and outs. Good morning, Marv. In 7MSM. What a beautiful day in Meadow Vista, California.
Good morning, in 7MSM. I was in Meadow Vista, but I'm on the way to McClellan. We're sitting here on traffic on 80. Going to go down and see the VA dentist. And gosh, I hope Jack Daniels didn't stop production. Have a great one, in 7MSM.
Well, I'm going to have to double check and see who that is. Tom said that it was Jim Beam. So yeah, that would ruin a lot of days, wouldn't it? But yeah, like you said, there's a multi-year supply, so I think this is just a move to preserve themselves. Well, good luck with the dentist. We'll look forward to seeing you in a few days for coffee and blinded by your pearly whites.
You bet. Yep, I'll flash them out there and really blind you. Talk to you later in 7MSM.
All right. Good morning to you and good morning to Tracy. Have a wonderful, wonderful day ahead. Clearing within 7MSM. And good morning to Jimmy, KA3VGM.
Good morning, Brian. KV6I, W6EK Repeater. It's not too bad back here in Pennsylvania this morning. It's supposed to go up to 52. It's raining, but other than that, not too bad of a day. It only went down to 37 last night, so that was good. We're happy with the low. It's almost 40 degrees, that's for sure. So, just hope everyone has a good day, and I'll be clear as morning the rest of the net. Okay, 3BG, back to you, Brian.
All right, in Vidalia, Missouri, when is garden planting time? I know, I grew up in Washington State, and you didn't plant before Mother's Day. Back in your area of Missouri.
Well, that's actually the QTH event for GS. He used to live in Vandalia, Missouri, but he lives in North Carolina now, close to Patrick. I just haven't been able to get a hold of him again to let him know he needs his QTH changed on his node. But I'm sure where Rick is in North Carolina, it's probably safe to plant some plants by now. Couldn't tell you about the Missouri town he used to live in, though. It was quite cold there as well. Okay, for VGM.
All right. I thought you had some connection, maybe having moved from there or something. Understood completely. All right. Hey, Jimmy, have a wonderful day. Even though it's raining, it sure sounds better than the weather that you had a couple of weeks ago. Thanks for checking in this morning. Happy Tuesday. KA3VGM, AI6US. And let's check in now with Brett, KB6LUV. Bonnie probably is off to Kansas. Hopefully, ruby red slippers made it into her suitcase.
Good morning, Brian and Coffee Break Net land. Yes, the mother has been safely delivered to the airport. She has made her first leg of the trip. She's probably boarding the second leg of her trip, and she'll be getting into home quite early. She'll be getting in by, I think, 8:30 this morning. I got her into the airport this morning at her flight left at 6:30. So the good thing was is that we got to see the full moon eclipse, which was just absolutely spectacular.
Well, there is a rainbow. Yes, I was trying to think of what you were going to say that was so spectacular about getting up at that time of the morning. Very good. Boy, she's going to get home and have the full day ahead of her. And, it was wonderful to meet your mom. Well, good morning to you, and good morning to Dee Dee. Anything for the net this morning?
Nope, I guess the Chateau Beauchamp Russell house is going to be back to, I guess, a regular pattern of Son's mom, which is very bittersweet. I miss her already. So love her, and if you have a mom that you still have around and love, tell her today, just because time is precious, and you just never know. So other than that, not a whole lot doing my recruiter thing today, looking for data center construction professionals. At some point, I definitely want to touch base with you, Brian, about Foxes. I am considering just to pick one up just to play around with between now and August to learn and get into the trenches of that before I try to stump folks.
Yeah, Bionics is the name of the company that a lot of us buy the Fox transmitters from. They have several different styles of them. I'd be more than glad to talk to you about the styles that I've worked with. Some of them just plug into a radio, and others they are fully self-contained, and you can start them manually. Others are transceivers, so you can even start them remotely. So be happy to talk to you about them, but if you want to do a little research beforehand, look up Bionics. Just go Bionics Fox Hunt, and it will bring their page up.
Thank you. That's one of the pages that I have come across, so I'll take a deeper dive and ask questions as needed. So thank you. All right. Well, keeping this quick in and out, everybody out there in Coffee Break Net land, have an amazing day. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. KB6 LUV. View of love. 73. Clear and listening.
Man.
Go ahead with the comment.
For those listening out there, Bionics is spelled with a Y. That's how he did it, because it's part of his name. KG6NLW, BYIONICS.
Yeah, I should have made that distinction. Thank you very much, Frank. Yes, Bionics. In fact, I thought it was Bionics when I first saw it, but no, Bionics with a Y. And, there are others out there, but this one, we have bought several of them between the members of the team, and they are very well built, and I can certainly recommend them. All right, thank you for that clarification there, Frank. And thank you for checking in this morning, Brett, and as your household gets back to a normal hubbub. Clear with KB6LUV. And let's check in with Mark now, KC8FQV.
All right, well, I'll say good morning. Yeah, I was at the doctor yesterday, and we were done at that time, and we were over at the store. And I got bad word from him today. I have to go to they did the nose job with the swab, and they said you tested, so I'll go out and get whatever the pills they give you for 7 days or whatever. So I'll do that. I feel a little better today than yesterday, so maybe it's doing itself out too. But we'll go and get their pills and do their rounds. But everything else is going good. Yeah, I actually got in and went to a couple of stores and got back home within 2 hours. So that was good for me. So other than that, today it's a gloomy day here in Ohio. Yeah, but it's supposed to warm up, they say now. But yeah, we ain't going to go over to have lunch with the one group. Actually, there's two groups that are doing lunch today. One group's up in Lorain County, the other one's down in Wayne County. They're about 30 or 40 miles different, two different directions. But I'm not going to neither. I'm going to just right here. The only thing I'm going to do is run uptown to get the medicine. So we'll send it back to Nat, KSFQV.
Well, the great thing is you're aware of what you need to do, and probably the smart thing to stay in and kind of sequester for a short period of time and recover there. Well, good morning to you, and hopefully don't know what kind of weather you have, but maybe some good vitamin D soaking on the back porch won't hurt you.
Well, that would be soaking because it's sort of a rainy mist here, I think. There is no sun. There is none of that. It's liquid rain, I think, or liquid gray. So, well, yeah, it was nice yesterday when I was out driving around. It was nice and sunny, even though it was cold, but it was nice and sunny. So, we'll say 73 and send it back to Net. KC8FQV.
Well, Mark, I wish you a speedy recovery and hope that that this little germ is not passed on to anyone else. So I wish you a very speedy recovery and comfort there. Have a great day, Mark. KC8FQV, AI6US. This is the Coffee Break Net. Good morning, Kathy. KQ4SDX. Lovely that you stopped by early so we could briefly chat. So good to hear you. We've just been hearing for the log lately. What's new?
Good morning, Brian and the Net. I know. I've just kind of been distracted, I'd say. What's new with me today is I woke up at 2:30. Ding! Ready to start the day. Thought it was 6:30. Discovered it real quick that it wasn't 6:30, but I looked out to see if the blood moon was showing itself, and I saw a full moon, but nothing else. So I went back to bed and couldn't go back to sleep. Finally, I went back to sleep. And I don't have sleep problems usually. I sleep all night long hard. But last night was weird. Went back to sleep about 4 when my husband opened up the bedroom door to check out the moon for himself. And he said there was cloud cover. He couldn't see it. But it's funny. I sneaked out and went out to the porch door to go out to not disturb him. But he just, boom, opens up the bedroom door. It was funny. Anyway, so we missed out on the moon, and I have no idea why I got such little sleep and thought it was enough. But I am having a fun day today. Yesterday was a productive day because I'm dealing with insurance for my dad and myself, and it's a pain. It's a pain. But so today's my day where I get to have ladies over for book and run and a card game that I love. And after that, I'm going to be welcoming my closest friends here to play book and run and have Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday even exists back there. All right. Insurance. What kind of insurance are you shopping for? Please don't tell me it's the dreaded health insurance.
It's the dreaded health insurance. United Healthcare has wasted more of my time. I've traveled the United States 2 times with our RV, and both times was on the phone with them for the same purpose and never got resolved at all. I was so close to calling the insurance commissioner, but I didn't. We wrote it off instead. And here we are again a few years later, and interesting. My dad has excellent health coverage and through the county, and they didn't inform me through any paperwork or anything what was happening this year. So I called them during open enrollment, and I asked, is everything still going to remain the same? Premium going to be the same? Yada, yada, yada. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, phew, all right. We're good to go. No, his insurance more than doubled, and his doctor, he can't see his doctor or go to the hospital in a case of emergency that he is accustomed to using. So I'm not a happy camper, and I've been trying, going in circles, getting nowhere with United Healthcare, and I always seem to get the same representative, and she talks circles, and it's just awful. Anyway, I think we're going to be, I submitted an appeal to the County Benefits Center, and hopefully they will hear my appeal, and gracious. My father's nearly 90, and who wants change anyway, but especially our elderly. Why do we have to treat him this way? So say little prayers for my appeal to be heard, and that he gets to see the same doctor and go to the same hospital. If not, I think we're going to pull from the county and do our own thing so he can.
How frustrating. Sorry to hear that. No, it's one of those things that's it's a necessity for our society, and I don't know if he was kind of swept into that whole the funding for those programs that is no longer exist, or if it was something else. But yeah, it's just the whole insurance industry is affecting us in so many ways. Housing, one of the biggest impacts right now to housing affordability is the insurance, and it is really, really out of control. Well, we will certainly put up a thoughts and a prayer for what you're dealing with there, and yeah, absolutely. Should not have to be going through this at this point in anyone's life, even a younger person like you.
Yeah, in regards to my own health insurance, I overpaid all last year, and they let me know that I was due a refund. That was November 17th I learned that, and they have yet to refund me. And they tell me to call in a week. They tell me I'm going to receive it in 2 days. Then they tell me it's pending. It's just awful. It takes up so much of my time. But that was yesterday. I'm hoping each time I get some progress. But I don't know. I'm just doing my best. Anyway, I'm really proud of the club for sponsoring that young man. My heart went out to him, and I was going to sponsor him, but I hear that we already have as a group, so that's awesome. And thanks for covering him yesterday, the Elmers. I wonder how old he is. Are you able to say?
Yeah, 10-year-old, and very motivated to get his license, and we will support him all the way through. Of course, our club, our VE program, anyone who's under 21 years of age, 21 or under, and a full-time student, or a student, I should say, we reimburse all of the testing fee and FCC license fee. Last night we decided that we were going to also modify to provide 50% off on all first responders and anyone in our armed forces, any veterans or anyone who's currently enrolled. So, yeah, we're kind of expanding our program, and, we want to bring as many people into the hobby, and this is the way we're going to do it. Well, good morning to you, and I wish you well in this deal here. I do need to keep moving down the list, but so good to hear you come in this morning, and have a wonderful time with your friends, and happy Taco Tuesday.
Thanks for honoring the first responders and our armed forces. That makes my heart swell as well. And nice to check in with you. Sorry about the grunt pump. And, another young one that impresses me is Talia. I love hearing her check in. And, I can't wait to hear about her pilot's license. And thanks for speaking about Old Town Pizza. I think I'm going to have to take my dad there the next time I'm there. Have a blessed day, everyone. KQ4SDX73.
Yeah, I also very impressed with Talia, hearing her talk with other people and having the opportunity to chat with her myself. A very intelligent young woman who I think has a tremendous career ahead of her. And in fact, I reached out to a few of our aviation club members who are very active flyers, and they, if Talia reaches out to us, they are more than willing to help her get some air time and some time behind the yoke. So we certainly wish her well. Kathy, have a wonderful day. Always a pleasure to chat with you, and yeah, I hope this healthcare resolution can find a resolution soon. That's so upsetting. KQ4SGX AI6US. Good morning to Bob. Pass that on for us. 7-3.
Will do. Thank you.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, and this is the Coffee Break Net on the W6EK Repeater and connected to All-Star nodes and repeaters. Thanks for dropping by this morning. Coffee Break Net, of course, is a conversation-based net, and we do give opportunities occasionally for people to do a quick in and out. I'm Brian, AI6US, your net control operator this morning, conversation facilitator. Let's go ahead and take check-ins. If you are short on time, let me know that you need to be in and out. I will put you at the top of the list. Good morning. Who's out there?
N2DYI, quick net control. This is Kilo 1, Bravo Whiskey Oscar, Harry, Auburn, Maine, quick in and out.
KB5AKO.
KD3HAN, in and out.
K6DCL. Hello. Good morning.
All right, good morning, Dave, K6DCL. Good morning to Anna for In and Out, KD3HAN. Good morning to Victor, KB5AKO. And good morning to K1BWO for In and Out of Massachusetts. We'll be back to you in a moment. And good morning to Patrick into DYI. Did I miss anyone?
N9MUF. After Mark, well, I didn't hear Mark, so just me.
I'll be happy to put you after Mark if you want to wait till tomorrow. Your call, Daniel.
I think I'd like to go today. Thank you for the offer of the wait, though. Appreciate it.
All right, and we have N9MUF on the bottom of the list. All right, let's check in with our quick in and outs. First of all, new call to me, Kilo 1, Bravo Whiskey Oscar. Good morning, my name is Brian, and welcome to the Coffee Break Net.
Good morning, Brian. Kilo 1, Bravo Whiskey Oscar here in Auburn, Maine. Name is Harry, Hotel Alpha Romeo Yankee. Just happened to see that you guys...
You dropped off on us there, Harry. K1BWO. And I thought you said Maine, but I'm seeing Albany, Oregon coming up here. Good morning. Throw it back over to you there, Harry. Welcome.
Yeah, I have a node set up on the cloud server at a buddy's place, so that's why it shows up as Albany, Oregon. But yeah, I'm over here in the state of Maine, home QTH. Just a quick in and out. Just wanted to say hello. I saw you guys are on YouTube, so I thought I'd connect over to the All-Star node. But no, other than that, nothing to report. So you folks have a fine day, and maybe I'll talk to you folks later. 73 Kilo 1 Bravo Whiskey Oscar, Auburn, Maine.
All right, and I am near Auburn, California, and I grew up in Auburn, Washington. Popular name. Harry, pleasure to meet you. And yeah, we're here 7 days a week, and 7:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. Pacific time. Welcome anytime. Clearing with K1BWO, and let's check in now with Anna for a quick in and out. KD3HAN, and I know you always look forward to that time with your grandkids. But did you survive, and are you back home?
Good morning, Brian, and everyone else on the net this morning. Yes, I did survive, and I am back home. I came back on Saturday. Today we're just hanging out at home. I have a bunch of phone calls I need to make and do some stuff around the house. I'm very impressed with the 10-year-old who is trying to get his license. That is really great to hear that hams are younger and younger.
And then yesterday afternoon, I know you probably weren't monitoring the repeater at that time, but yesterday afternoon, we have a local school group where the teacher hosts a after-hours ham radio club. And about every 2 weeks, these kids are dropping in, and they have a nice list of questions, and they talk with people on our repeater, and we've been invited in to give a presentation and maybe set up an HF portable station there for the kids to give a try. So, yes, these are elementary students. I think just about to enter junior high, but, it is great to see their interest in this hobby. That's definitely want to encourage that as much as we can. Well, good morning to you, and what does this week hold for you?
Well, the rest of the week is kind of busy for us. Got some things going on, doctor's appointments and going out and stuff. The other thing I wanted to tell you, Brian, I don't know if you know, but on Friday nights there's a youth net on East Coast Reflector. And the net controls are like 12 and 13 years old, and they do an awesome job. If you ever get a chance or anybody gets a chance, it'd be nice to stop in there and say hello to the kids. They do a great job, and it's very, very good to hear them. Well, you have a good day, and everybody else, and I will talk to you guys later. KD3AJN.
That is great information, and for even for who haven't gotten their license yet, it might be a great encouragement as well, because I believe East Coast Reflector is on Broadcastify. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe they are Broadcastify.
I think it is, but you can also listen to it on their site.
Excellent information, and I will include that, I think, in our pamphlets that we hand out. That would be a great thing to hear peers on the air, somebody their age, the conversations and everything. Can't overestimate the value of that peer encouragement. Thank you for that suggestion. I will incorporate it in our available materials. And you have a wonderful day. KD3AJN AI6US. Always a pleasure. 73. Hey, let's check in with Patrick now. Into DYI. Good morning, Patrick.
Good morning, Brian, and everyone on the net. Hope everyone's doing well. Young hams, always had an affinity for that because I got my license at a young age. I was 8 when I passed the test, and by the time the license actually came in the mail, my 9th birthday had passed. So I was on the air at an early age, and there were a bunch of us. When I got a little bit older, there were a bunch of us who were around the same age, and we kind of had a little youth net going on for a little while, for a couple of years in my local area. So I always keep forgetting about the East Coast Reflector Youth Net. That's a Youth Skywarn Net, I think. I keep meaning to check that out. I keep forgetting it's there. It's Friday nights at 8.
It's something I had heard about several years ago. In fact, I think one of the people that is instrumental in supporting that group had checked into our net one time. But the interesting thing about the youth nets, because it's a very busy time of their lives as they're transitioning. They're in sports. They're maybe taken off for college. A lot of changes happening in life. But definitely that early introduction to amateur radio can come back later in life, and those memories. If it wouldn't have been for exposure to amateur radio in my younger years, I don't know if I would have gotten back into it at this time.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, I was out of it for a while. Kept my license renewed, but it wasn't really active. But, even so, once the neurons have been programmed a certain way, you once a ham, always a ham, even if you don't get on the radio ever again.
Gentleman last evening came in and got his license again. He had let it lapse, and so he came in to take his tech last evening. He said, I have a base station at home. I have a mobile still installed in my truck, and I listen. But, He went through a change of work schedule, and so time opened up for him, and it was one of those things where I'm going to take advantage of this and get my license back. So we were part of that, and he is now a licensed ham again, just waiting for the paperwork to make it through the FCC database. So that was a fun detail about last night.
Yeah, that's definitely cool. I have a friend who let his license lapse. He was, we were both pretty active. He's a little older than I am, a couple years older. And he let his license lapse and decided he wanted to get back into it. Didn't think anything of it, just picked up his radio and started using his call. And somebody said, your license has expired. So he went, whoops. So he went and took the test, got licensed again, got a new call sign. And then he let it lapse again 10 years later, and then took the test again. So third time licensed, third call sign, and he's back on the air now.
The same people that make credit scores low. How do you, he knew what the pain was, what the pain level to get that license again, yet he let it happen again. Oh well, he's back, so that's all that counts.
Yeah, he told me when he took the tech the third time around, he didn't bother to study for it. He just came in and aced it. He's like, yeah, I've done this before, and I've done this before. I'll do it again.
Yes, indeed. For some people, it comes easy. Well, good morning, Patrick. I saw your node had been fired up last evening around the net time, and I don't know if Tom is going to check and give an update, or if you want to give an update on the All Nodes net last evening.
Well, it was a pretty typical net, I guess. I, not being the one who ran it, Tom could probably give you a better synopsis, but there were questions. TGIF on the SharkRF mic came up. There were ClearNode app questions. The official All-Star Parrot Node 2002 came up. One of the cool things that Parrot Node does, aside from telling your audio level and actually giving you a scientific representation, as well as if your audio's too high or too low or just right, it also tells you if your node is registered, because it will allow unregistered nodes to connect. And if it is registered, it'll tell you if your node is reachable from the outside. So if you have a node that you wish other people to connect to, and you want to make sure it works, rather than trying to get somebody to connect to your node, you can use this automated tool, and it'll tell you if that works. So that's pretty neat.
And that was the Parrot 2002 node?
That's correct, and that's actually running on ampersand. So the official, I find this very funny, the official AllStarLink people are running Bruce's code for the Parrot node.
What a kudo for Bruce there. Yeah, anybody not informed yet of the ampersand project, some great development is being done on a very slimmed down version that supports AllStar. I think he said it took it down from I'm trying to remember what the number was, but it was something like 1 million lines of code down to 10,000 or something. Very slim operating system that supports AllStar. Very cool. I did not know about that options that you're talking about. I'm going to have to check out 2002 and see what options and features that offers. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, right now, if you connect to it with a ham VoIP node, it doesn't quite work as expected. I've reported that. I know why it is. It's been fixed already, actually, but it's not up on that node yet. But for most folks using regular ASL3 nodes, if you connect to that node, it will tell you. So it also gives you a ping time reference, and they're on the East Coast, so that'll give you an idea of your network latency too. It's a pretty neat concept, and it's all open source. If you want to run it yourself on your own server, you can download it and do that.
Sounds like some interesting tools that I would definitely like to try on some of my nodes here. That's great. Thank you, Patrick.
that was a cool thing that came out just a couple of weeks ago, and so that was one of the topics for the net. And there were some other things as well, but they were pretty general. I guess Tom could probably tell you more if he took notes. Anyway, I don't have much more. I'll let you get on to the rest of the check-ins. Good to hear you this morning as always. And I'm going to go grab myself some lunch. I'll catch you later. AI6US N2DYI.
Boy, they rate R on parrots. I'm looking forward to seeing what Patrick offers on 55553. Thank you very much, Patrick. Have a wonderful day. 7-3.
I have a couple of ideas. It's just a matter of actually making them work. So I will tell you all about them when they work. No point in getting anybody's hopes up. 7-3, N2DYI.
Oh, I've had a lot of ideas in life, and I can assure you, some of them didn't work very well. Have a great day. Clearing with Patrick, N2DYI. And good morning to Victor, KB5AKO.
Yes, good morning, Brian. Well, all the way around. Very good morning to everybody. Enjoying our coffee and conversation this morning on the renowned W6EK Repeater system here. So it's always a good thing here. We love it. So, yeah, hey, we really enjoyed the blood moon last night. It was big, bright, and beautiful. And, well, you know, we had a nice herd of white-tailed deer all out in the front yard last night. I was loving it. And so, pretty cool there, no doubt about that. So, anyway, and we, thanks, Pat, for the heads up on the 2002 parrot deal there. We're going to check that out. So it would be very useful. And, well, in closing, might I suggest, since it's Taco Tuesday, that if you do not couple your tacos with some nice hot salsa and a grande frozen margarita, it may be a crime. Okay, back to control. KB5 AKO, North Central Texas, 73 on.
Well, yes, this for lunch today, I'm going to be meeting a friend of mine, Doug, W2VX, and we are going to celebrate Taco Tuesday in style, the way it should be celebrated. But maybe we're not going to imbibe today. We actually have to work on the vault for a few minutes after that, and then pick up some gear for our upcoming Ham Fest. So it may be a crime that I'm going to be committing today, Victor. Wow, blood moon with a herd of white-tailed deer in the front yard. It must have been a beautiful sight. What time did the blood moon become visible for you last evening?
Well, I did not check early in the evening. About, oh gosh, I guess it was about 11 o'clock last night. I looked out across the front yard and saw the herd of deer out there. Like I say, it was big and bright, and they were really loving all the browse out there, eating the indigenous grasses and so forth. And then we got all around the house there, and there was other critters enjoying it too there. So we don't stay up late anymore nowadays. So we enjoyed the blood moon there for just a bit, and then we went 10 toes up.
Yes, was joking with somebody a couple weeks ago. I now turn in the time that I used to go out. Well, I'm glad that you were able to rotate those toes 90 degrees this morning and get them up out of bed and join us. So good morning to you. A great, vivid description of what you got to see, and it sounds absolutely beautiful. I think a mention by KO6GH yesterday was the next full eclipse of the lunar eclipse will be, I think, 2033. So it will be a number of years before we see that in our area. Victor, have a wonderful day. Thanks for checking in this morning. KB5AKO, AI6US 73.
Yes, sir. Okay, yeah, there's no shortage of astronomical events. There's always something going on, no doubt. KB5AKO, back to net. Good day.
I think it just comes down to, at our age, are we willing to stay up that late at night or drive away from the city to see it? You have a wonderful day, Victor. Thanks for checking in. Hey, good morning, Dave, and I'm sure Lucy is nearby. K6DCL. Boy, with Dave not checking in, K6DCL, I don't know if you hear us, but something tells me that his new radio, the FTDX10, arrived yesterday, and he probably is enjoying HF right now. K6DCL, Dave, are you around?
KCL, well, it wasn't my radio, it was Lucy distracting me. Oh, that's okay. She deserves it once in a while, and it was important. We were talking about doctor's appointments, and I don't have one today, which I thought I did. But yes, oh yes, my Yaesu FTDX10 is in, and it's running. I think I had my first contact about 30 minutes after it arrived. I made contacts yesterday, and I told them both they were my first and second contacts on a brand new radio, and they were pleased. They were both on 40 meters. And this morning I listened to old friends on 80 meters, 39, 59. They've been there for years, and they sound older. I think I sound older, but maybe not. Anyway, it is a beauty. I am enjoying just looking at it. My fingers fit in between. Of course, I've lost weight. I've lost about 40 plus pounds, and my fingers fit in between the keys, so I'm happy with that. I tried all the keys, so they do fit. Sorry, Brian. Anyway, I love it. It fits right alongside perfectly next to my 3185R and my 510 AES working fine in the car. So I have three very, very workable, very good Yaesu radios at the first time in my life with that many Yaesus.
Got a lineup there, definitely. Looking like a New York Rockets show. Well, first impression of the FTDX10. Give us your first impression. I know when I first fired up the radio, I had the 7300 set up right beside it, and that was the original 7300, not the Mark II. And I did a side-by-side comparison. Oh, what the difference to my ear. My ear just absolutely loved the FTDX10. So first impression, please.
I tend to agree. I thought the sound was soft, but legible. I could hear every word, everything that people said. I don't have the best of antennas on the radio, but I got to figure out how to get a wire, 100-foot wire, attached to the radio, and I'm not quite sure how to do that yet. And any help would be exaggeratedly perfect. But anyway, I've got to figure that out because I do have a MAT sitting up on top, ready to be plugged in. I got all the wires and everything's ready. So I can use that as my controller or auto tuner. And although the radio has a tuner in it, so it's you know, I'm just wish I could get it on the wire antenna. But anyway, the Comet 250 is a vertical antenna for HF, and it's working better on this radio than it had on the 7300. But I can pick up stations that I did not pick up before. So that's a good thing. It's not perfect, and I wish I had it on the 100-footer, but we got to figure that out. K6DC.
Well, your observations pretty much align with mine. I found that the audio was very pleasing. It was not as sharp as the 7300. I think the 7300 ICOMs seem to have a much crisper high end, and I was able to bring that out on the FTDX10 by making a slight EQ adjustment. Sharpened up a little bit more, which my ear does like, but I gotta say, out of the box, the way that the audio was set up from factory, and just overall, it was a very enjoyable experience. Well, thank you for your first impression. And now that everybody out there thinks they have fat, stubby fingers, congratulations on your 40-pound weight loss. I think I could lose maybe 50 or plus myself, but I don't think that would help the size of my girth of my fingers.
You're making me laugh. Oh, I love it. I apologize, Brian. I did not mean to say to the whole world of Coffee Break Net that you got fat fingers. He does not have fat fingers, folks. He has good, normal fingers. This radio is pretty tight in between all the buttons, and I love all the buttons. It just makes me feel like an old operator. Oh, wait a minute. I am an old operator. Anyway, I love the buttons and the knobs, and they all seem to have a really good purpose. I remember my Kenwood 840, something like that. Back in the 90s, the Kenwood had more buttons than I even could fathom. And I had fat fingers then. And anyway, so that's my focus. I just love this new radio, folks, and you could not go wrong. I just, it's, you know, if you look comparison money-wise between the FTDX10 and the 7300 MK, whatever it is. I love 7300s. I had several of them over my lifetime, and but this FTDX10 is just wonderful. I've only had it a day, and I know I'm going to find more good things. The one off thing is the knob, the big knob in the middle that controls the frequency, is tender. It's tender, and that's the only thing so far. It makes me irritated. I go right past the frequency I want to get on. I have to learn how to tone down my finger twist on the knob so I can get to the frequency I want to be on. K6DCL.
Well, of course, there is step adjustment, and then something that I initially overlooked was there is a drag control. Not drag queen. Don't get all uptight there. A drag control for the VFO underneath the VFO, and it's easy to pass over, and I did initially. And when I would spin that knob, it would take off on me. And when I just found that by adjusting the tension just a little bit on that VFO on that tensioner adjustment, it really I was able to bring it into my style of VFO spin. But very cool. No, your observations I think are pretty well on mine. I think that the FTDX10 put the right knobs and buttons out front, didn't really overcomplicate it, and I know what you mean. Some radios, they bring every function out to a knob, and it looks pretty, but my gosh, what a bunch of real estate. Well, good morning to you, Dave. Good morning to Lucy. I hope that you have a wonderful day ahead and a day without doctor's appointments. Let's launch some fireworks.
You better believe it. Launch the fireworks for sure. And it seems that I've heard this said before. When you get a certain age, that's all you can look forward to is doctor's appointments. Whether it's this doctor or the urologist or the primary and then the dentist, and oh my goodness, it's become my life. I've become old. Oh my God, I'd rather just play radio. K6DCL. Wait, let me do it the other way around. AI6US K6DCL 73.
I was advised at a certain age you start picking out your physician by how cold their hands are and the size of their fingers. Have a great day, Dave. Oh, I crack myself up sometimes. Good morning. K6DCL AI6US 73. Good morning, Daniel. N9MUF. POTA Day?
I wish. No, there's still a little prep that I've got to do to get ready, but it was phlebotomist day, so I understand the gentleman prior to me, the frustration with doctor's appointments, and when I got home, the floor weasel was mad at me because she said, wait a minute, I'm the one that's supposed to make you bleed.
You've allowed someone else to draw blood? Yes, you were labeled. Well, nothing like starting out the morning with a vampire. Hopefully they left you enough so you have some bodily functions left today.
I would say that the lack of blood will, help with the processing of the Irish whiskey, but I am actually not an Irish whiskey fan. I tend to prefer either Scotch, sour mash, or Canadian whiskey.
You know, what I'm discovering is I enjoy the variety. The neat thing about our little get-togethers, we sit around a picnic table, before an event gets started, before the crowds arrive, and people just bring something that we say, okay, bring something that either you like or something that you saw on the shelf that had been recommended that you want to try. And we've ended up with some pretty interesting adult beverages and things that I would have never tried on my own. And when you're sitting at a picnic table with 8 to 10 other guys and just each taking a sample of each one, it's quite a fun experience because we don't drill down on them like some wine snob. We just kind of, what do we smell? What do we taste? Would we buy it?
I get exactly where you're coming from, and there is a difference between what I am willing to buy and what I am willing to drink when handed to me. And what I will purchase and what I prefer versus what I will drink if it's handed to me as a skydiver and motorcyclist and musician, there is very little that I will turn down. It tends to be our Chicago favorite, Malort.
Interesting. Yes, you certainly. I'm starting to sense that you are involved in hobbies that give you that opportunity to be presented a taste of this or a sample of that. Of course, the musicians, I think, are right up there. When you have groupies, you have a line of drinks in front of you. Anyway, let's get off this subject before everybody thinks we're a bunch of lushes. Good morning.
Good morning. Let's see, for KO6TH, thank you for the offer, but right at the end of the net, I got everything working with Pat. It did turn out to be a hamlib issue. I actually had to run hamlib rate control D myself rather than depending on the subset provided by WFView. So fortunately, I've got a COM port splitter running, and Pat was functioning just fine. Rate control was working, so that's all in good shape. And I understand having trouble with the test. My own son tried several times, even though he had been acing it at home. He just wound up sitting down and getting test fright. And after that, he kind of needed to step back from it. I'm sure he'll try again, especially with the excitement with the POTUS. But it's a feeling I very much understand.
And then also, just present it to him that, when he decided to sit down again and try it again, we offered, we said, well, do you think you would do better if one of the VEs read the question pool to you? That is an option. And he said, no, I'm a reader, so that, and then also, I presented to his dad that maybe online option in the comfort of his own home, sitting at his own computer in his own room, he might be more comfortable because I guess he had been acing the tests at home, and then, like you said, it's just the situational fright that nailed him down. So they are going to consider whether he's going to take an online session, because there are some great groups out there that provide an excellent online testing experience. Nothing like what we can provide with our Elmers and our cookies and our water and our friendly atmosphere, but still pretty good, pretty darn good.
I also think that for a young child taking the test, it can also be intimidating to walk in and say you're 10 or 12 and everybody else taking it is very clearly an adult. And there's a difference between taking a test with your peers and taking a test when you're very obviously much younger than everybody else.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I think Smitty was the youngest one in the room in his early 50s. So, good point.
And so, yeah, just I think now that taking the test at home is an option and other things are option. I know he's still very interested. He started learning CW. We'll be doing a CW POTA on Monday. And he's looking forward to it, but it's just a very different situation. Let's see what else radio that's going on. Playing around with the WSL logging app, really liking that, liking the POTA auto spotting, and liking the fact that I can share between devices. So I'm going to set up my son, so he'll have it on his phone and he can log to that, and then when we get home, it'll just be waiting for me, and I can download directly, and no need to worry. And of course, we've got the auto spot as well. So I really am liking the application.
That is a new one for me. I'm just doing a quick Google search on it. I see some things coming up for GitHub for downloading. Where's a good site that I can get more information on WSL?
My apologies. It's Whiskey Romeo Lima, not Whiskey Sierra Lima. My bad. The World Radio League app.
Well, there is a WSL. So, okay, very good. Yeah, I've heard of that, but I've never used it. So, is that cross-platform?
Very much cross-platform. It's a web-based app, or it's got both Android and iOS applications built in. So we're just going to log in with the same account. And as I said, it's got POTA auto-spotting, various configurations for the different activities you might enjoy. So we'll see how it works out on Monday.
Reading from the site. Generate beautiful maps of your contacts to show off your progress. No, looking at some of these new logging programs that are coming up and the interactivity with, you don't have to spot yourself over on this site or log over to another site and direct upload. Very nice features. All right, sign up for free. Does this mean that it stays? Is this a free app, or is the sign up free?
No, it's a free app. You can get little special benefits and treats and more support and more access in various ways, but it will do everything that I need it to do at the free level.
I'm going to have to take a look at it. I am a big N3FJP fan, just because of the simplicity of it. But looking at this, I like charting, so you can see your handling, timings, and everything. Very, very well presented. Okay, this is bookmarked. I'm going to have to read up on this. Thank you for bringing this to my attention.
You'll have to let me know how it turns out, and of course I'll let you know next Tuesday after our logging experience. The other thing, I don't know if it's been talked about on the net regarding ham clock, is that people are developing back ends for it. So you just need, are instructions for how to switch over to the open source back end that will survive after June. So if you don't want to give up on ham clock just yet, other people are not giving up on it as well. And so I will go ahead and post the link to the club website so that people can look at it and see what you think. Very clear instructions on how to keep your ham clock installation alive.
Yeah, I think somebody did that on our Facebook page, but I don't know, or maybe it was on Groups.io. I did upgrade my Raspberry device, and I did upgrade the Innovato. Both of them seem to react pretty well, though my Raspberry, I could not keep my Enoch values correct for satellite passes, and it kept failing on me. And then just 2 days ago, it started working on its own. So I don't know if there was some little thing that they caught to fix, or if it was just something that self-healed on its own on my system. But yeah, it's wonderful to have all features of ham clock synced up again. And it was kind of interesting that in the last version 4.2, I believe, that the developer, before he passed, actually had put kind of a path built into the ham clock application. And it seemed to be a good hint for what people could do. And I saw yesterday a full-time backup to the server has now signed on. So so it looks like support for it is even going to be better than ever.
Well, I know that we're all saddened, and I think some of us are a bit upset and shocked by the fact that he did commit suicide, and then the news came out that he was very ill at the time, and that for him, he rather than going out in a hospital or in hospice surrounded by tubes, he decided to end his life with, he wanted to be in control at the end, and reasonably so. And that to me, that also changes the perspective on it. It wasn't necessarily depression. It was more balancing out his physical health.
Yeah. Unfortunately, though, it's those that surround people that choose this path that sometimes have the most difficulty with it. I've observed it numerous times, and unless you prepare the people around you for that, it can be a very traumatic and terrible experience for the survivors. So, I know it's a personal choice, and a lot of people have taken that route. Dr. Kevorkian and others have brought that to the front. It's a hard thing to realize that is the path that someone has chosen. It's interesting, though, that he did kind of write some code in there, realizing so this application can live on. So, and then some very smart people got involved, and it's just good to see that the support is there, and they're supporting at least the Innovato. And I know that a couple other devices have gone out there that they're struggling with right now, just because they had a different, something was different in the way they were programmed. But good to see the community support behind it.
It absolutely is, and just wanted to make sure. I figured somebody else had mentioned it, but just in case, wanted to throw it out as well. I know that you've got another few rounds before the end of the net, and I don't want to take up too much time, although it's always a pleasure. So I will go ahead and say 7-3 to you and the net, Brian, and hope that the floor weasel lets me live the rest of the day and forgives me for letting other people draw blood. 7-3 MUF.
Well, hopefully the floor weasel is satisfied with the amount of blood that you left for her. Do have a great day, Daniel. And thanks for bringing that up about ham clock. And it's really interesting how when that resource looked like it was going to be end of life, that people jumped in and forked it and came up with other solutions, and it just resulted in many different options out there. Though for my liking, the simplicity of the ham clock is something that I prefer rather than the graphical. Looks like some of these takes on what ham clock should look like just looks like a graphic artist drank a bunch of different colors of paint and then got violently ill. In 9 MUF. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. 7-3. Good morning. This is the Coffee Break Net on the W6EK Repeater. The Coffee Break Net is here every day of the week, 7:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. Pacific Time. That's 1530 to 1800 UTC. And this is where the sun is always shining, the birds are singing, and the fish are jumping. It's a frame of mind. Good morning. Let's go ahead and see who is out there this morning. Let's take a quick round of in and outs, and then we'll get back to some rag chew to finish out the morning. Anybody out there want a quick in and out to the Coffee Break Net?
AB4CC, in and out. KI6LOP, in and out. KB6AD, in and out.
Hey, good morning, Ed, KB6ED, and good morning to Russ at KI6LOP, and good morning to Clyde, AB4CC. Did I miss anyone? All right, up to the top. AB4CC, great to see you last evening, Clyde. Thank you for being on our VE team, and thank you for hanging in there and giving this young gentleman an opportunity to take the exam again. So, good morning. Thank you for being part of the team yesterday.
Yeah, good morning, Brian. I enjoyed it very much. Good to see everybody. Try to do some more in the future. Things are calming down a bit, so that looks like it'll work. Yeah, just on my way back from an early morning pickup at Sam's Club, so I just want to catch you guys before I got home.
All righty. Well, excellent to see you last night, and please pass our best on to Chris. I know you had mentioned she's going to be having an operation soon, and we'll please keep us updated on her health and her recovery, and just let her know that she is in our thoughts. But hey, my friend, so are you.
Thank you very much, Brian. I'll do that. Just about home, 7-3. This is AB4CC off.
All right, Clyde, you have a wonderful Tuesday ahead. Good morning, Russ, KI6LOP. Wow, what a treat. Usually only get you for the log in the mornings. What you have for the net this morning?
Well, I don't know about a treat, but I'm out in the desert, approaching Lovelock, Nevada, and just using my clear node for the first time in earnest.
All right, I hear road noise. That's the only thing that kind of gave it away that you were not at home. But very good. So new clear node. Which clear node did you get?
The 5, I guess it is. The whatever the current one is. I just got it last week.
Okay. Well, very good. Glad. And are you running All-Star? I think that's what's loaded on them by default now. All-Star 3?
Yeah, Roger. It's All-Star 3, and it seems to be working well. I got a little bit of help last night from NN6H and Patrick as far as being able to get just going on my phone wireless hotspot, and so now I'm getting the hang of it all, where I go between the house and here, and it's all working great. So another phase in my ham radio career.
Well, excellent. You know, a lot of people go, oh, that's not ham radio. No, it just expands the boundaries or the limitations of amateur radio. And, you know, just imagine being able to be in touch with your home repeater, your home club, when you are abroad. So that's very cool. Where are you headed today?
Well, my destination is Logan, Utah, and then I'll be visiting a customer in Preston, Idaho tomorrow for the day, and then back to Logan for the evening, and then head back home. I should be flying, but it just didn't work out right this time, and so I'm just driving across the country, and I actually love it. I love going across the desert. I know most people get bored, but I think it's beautiful.
I was asked last evening that, you know, if Lynn and I decide not to build a second place over in the Philippines, what would we do? And I said, you know, I think going into my retirement years, I just want a place where I can have a pole barn and a nice big garage for my projects. And they said, well, you're going to be able to afford it around here. Started talking about options, and Nevada was brought up, and I go, I love mountains, I love trees, I love, summiting, and over in Nevada, it takes a special kind of person. Not saying it's right or wrong, but it's a special type of mindset over there.
Well, Minden's not too bad. You got some green, and you're really close to Tahoe and the mountains, just minutes away. So if you want to be in Nevada, I think Minden Gardnerville is a great place to be.
Yeah, I'll need to check it out a little bit more, but just very good. Hey, congratulations on getting that clear node up and running, and yeah, it's great to know that we'll be able to check in with you while you're on the road, and you have a very safe travel.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked about being able to hear you guys and follow along. I've been following along since the start of the net this morning. I got on the road about 6:30, so I had to wait an hour to see how this thing was working, and it worked well all through the mountains, and only dropped out for 5 or 10 seconds twice, I think, so it works great. Anyway, I'll get off of here and let everybody continue on with the net. 73 Brian, KI6LOP, I'm clear.
All righty. Well, you travel safely, Russ, and we'll check in with you another time, and thanks for listening along this morning. KI6LOP, AI6US Coffee Break Net. And good morning to Ed, KB6ED. Happy Taco Tuesday. Your sister checked in earlier this morning from Tennessee, and she is going to be celebrating Taco Tuesday luncheon with her friends today. So, good morning.
Good morning, Brian and Annette. My connection kind of failed me there for a second, and I jumped back in right at the end of that. I did catch Kathy's check-in earlier. Nice to hear her on the net. I just backed into my dad's driveway and unloading Clara. She's anxious for a potty break. I'm kind of anxious for one myself. And then we're going to load my dad up and head to Missions Coffee and Taco Tree. We're doing a little Taco Tuesday.
Well, Doug and I are going to be celebrating Taco Tuesday very nearby. I think around 11:30 we're going to be meeting at Taqueria La Herradura. So, yeah, we're seeking the same satisfaction but at a different joint.
Yeah, I like that place. Good food, really good food. The one time I went there, the place was really noisy. I'm figuring that, actually I heard that it's not common for it to be as noisy as it was. So I'm looking forward to getting back there again. Anyway, I hope you have a great Taco Tuesday. We're not going to catch up with you today. Just going to keep it tight to an agenda that's we're on track for, and not that you invited me, but anyway, I hope you have a great Taco Tuesday and a great day. KB6ED.
Well, if we wanted to keep it secret, I wouldn't even told you we were celebrating Taco Tuesday, let alone the time and the place we were going to be. So, yeah, the invitation was floated out there, but I understand. Places to go, people to see. Well, good morning to you there, Ed. Have a wonderful day ahead. I don't know what the weather is like down there in the valley, but up here in Meadow Vista and Auburn, I assume as well. Blue skies, the sun is out. It is just going to be a gorgeous day. So you guys have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Ryan. Yeah, well, I'll do that. KB6ED 73.
Yes, I was looking at the traffic cameras and I saw you and the dog crossing and uncrossing your legs, waiting for this conversation to end. Have a great day. Good morning, Coffee Break Net on the W6EK Repeater. Let's go ahead and take some more check-ins. We're 9:34 a.m. here in Pacific time. So that would be what, 17:34 UTC. Let's go ahead and take some more check-ins. Who would like to drop by, tell us a story, talk about life, and let us know what's going on. Coffee Break Net.
Kilo November 6, November Uniform Foxtrot.
Gulf 3, Echo Fox Oscar.
All right, Golf 3, Echo Foxtrot Oscar. Good morning to you. New call sign to me, and welcome to the Coffee Break Net. We'll be back to you in a moment. And good morning to Joshua, KN6NUF. Joshua, you're up first. Good morning. What do you have for the net today?
Good morning, Brian. Hope everybody's doing good. I'm doing pretty well today. I had to go down to Pleasanton yesterday for work and meet with my boss who was out from Chicago, and so it was kind of a rough day having to drive all the way down there and all the way back, but, you know, I only have to do it on occasion, so who can really complain? Still waiting to find out what my new role is in the new org, and there's title changes and all sorts of crazy stuff going on. So it's kind of been a little disruptive in that sense, but just kind of rolling with the punches and trying to stay busy and keep making sure that the things that I've committed to get out the door and get shipped. So that's kind of what I'm focused on. KN6NUF.
Well, at least you didn't drive all that way to say, you know, Joshua, it's been a good run. We wish you well. I've had friends that flew across the country to meet with the boss, and it's like, well, you know, nowadays you could have just broke up over Zoom.
Yeah, the thought was in the back of my mind, but I have a really good relationship with my manager and team leader and all that kind of stuff, and so they're usually pretty clear about communicating things. So yeah, I think I have too much value for them to let go of me just yet, but we'll see. You know, there's things happen, and yeah, I just kind of roll with it. We'll see. I keep my fingers crossed. KN6NUF.
That is great that you know, you see your path through the changes at the company, and that is great. Glad to hear there's some security for you there. Well, good morning to you, Joshua, and what plans do you have for this week?
I have a math and science night on Wednesday night at Aurora School, so we'll be focused on that. And this weekend I'll just be doing chores around the house, trying to get caught up with things. We also have opening day of T-ball on Saturday for Aurora at Wheatland, so there will be that. And I think Alyssa's trying to audition for a couple of plays at the Yuba City Community Theater, so keep your fingers crossed for her that she gets a role. She's really excited about that. KN6NUF.
That is awesome. We wish both of your girls well. And Abraham, you had mentioned how well things were going at his school at the beginning of the year. Hopefully that continues for him.
Yeah, he's doing really well. He's just been taking it easy these days, playing a lot of Legos and eating a lot of food, you know, being that teenager. He turned 16 this year. I'm kind of blown away, but he's grown up so fast. He comes home and he wants to do his own thing in his room, and he does his art and his clay and stuff like that. So I'm just so happy that he's happy, and I'm always there for him whenever I can be there to support him and stuff. So yeah, we have a good time. It's just the strong silent. You know?
And I was going to mention this to you sooner, but last time we crossed paths, I think it was the Fox Hunt. He was so much more interactive with me than he ever has been in the past. You know, there was a good eye contact. I think there was a good smile, and he just seemed to be more engaged with, with our conversation. And I wanted to mention that to you. Maybe it's something you just see on a daily basis, and it's been gradual for you. But it was just great to see that, that development happening. And probably a lot of that is, his happiness at that new school.
Yeah, that actually hit me really by surprise. That came just all of a sudden at school. They do a lot of peer-to-peer team building, and he has peers that he goes from his special needs classroom to his electives like clay and art, and so he's not always with a teacher. He's with other kids his own age, and I think that's bringing him. And yeah, I've noticed the conversations are just unbelievable.
Yeah, it is so great to see, and it must give you a great feeling knowing that as he goes through the teen years and moves into adult life, that he is just feeling more comfortable with himself and finding his place in life. So, yeah, noticeable from the outside, certainly so, and I'm really happy for you that this new school is working out well for him. Well, good morning to you, and look forward to crossing paths with you again soon.
Absolutely, Brian. I'll have to look and see what I think the next event is the club meeting, so I'll probably be there for that. Look forward to seeing you and catching up in person. KN6NUF, clear. Everybody have a great day. 73.
Well, you will probably definitely see me. I'm going to be working the greeters table, getting people signed in. And Mark, W6EK, our president, developed a new sign-in, computerized sign-in, which we now have hooked up to a label printer and just kind of streamline the whole check-in process for the club meetings. There's so many people now that, getting everybody to sign a sheet of paper and fill out a name tag in case they forgot it was really starting to cause a lineup at the door. So, this new way, we're looking forward to giving that a try this next time. So, hey, we finally moved into the 21st century. And Smitty is working on something, and you had committed to working on something with him on that. So we'll look forward to seeing what comes about. But just kind of an update there, Joshua. You have a wonderful Tuesday. KN6NUF-AI6US.
That's awesome news, Brian. I'm really excited to hear that this is moving along, and I'll have to reach out to Smitty and see where we can connect. So I'm excited. KN6NUF.
Yep. Right now it's not interactive. It's just pulling down a file and then importing it back. And so I think there can be a level of interaction between the Ham Club Online software and the purposes that we would like to use it for at club meetings. So you have a wonderful day ahead. Thanks for checking in, Joshua, and updates on your family. KN6NUF AI6US. Happy Tuesday. And good morning, G3EFO. Checking in for the first time. My name is Brian, and welcome to the Coffee Break Net. I know it's the wrong time of day for you to be slugging down the coffee, but good evening to you.
Yeah, this is Golf 3, Echo Foxtrot Oscar, G3EFO. Yeah, name here is Adrian, Alpha Delta Romeo India Alpha November, and I'm located in Barnet, which is a small town north of London. It may seem a bit weird or random that I'm on this repeater in California, but I was talking to somebody on my local repeater who was using the Echolink. As a guy called Ray, his call sign is AK6NS, and he mentioned that his local repeater was this one, and he sometimes joined into your net on the morning. So that's the story here.
Well, thank you for joining us this morning, and very familiar with Ray there, and yes, he does check in quite often. So welcome. And the world is so small with this, with linking the repeaters together and such. We are here 7 days a week. We are here there's only a few days throughout the year that we're not here, and we are a conversation-based net. So you'll just hear people just having. You never know what we're going to talk about. So welcome to drop in anytime and be part of the morning conversation. No promises what we will be talking about. Well, good evening to you. I don't know if you've already had your supper and if you're moving into the evening activities, but what are some of your interests? Are you into amateur radio outside of VHF and Do you operate HF, or what other hobbies might you have there, Adrian?
Yeah, thanks, Brian. Yeah, so here mainly I do HF. I find it difficult to get into my local repeater because I'm in a bit of a dip. My local repeater is the one for Enfield, and so I just tried getting in on Echolink, and I can get in Echolink because it doesn't rely on the radio link. So that was that. But you're right. It is getting towards dinner time now. But I checked in. I did listen a bit earlier, and I really enjoyed imagining. But one of your guys was driving across the desert, and I thought, that's fantastic. That's to imagine driving through the desert. I'm sitting here in gloomy old England. Well, actually today it's not too bad, but yeah. So the images of driving across the desert was really appealing. So it's really nice to meet you, Brian. Unfortunately, I do have to cut this short because my dinner is ready. So I will listen out in future, and maybe we can have a slightly longer conversation. But it's really nice to meet you guys, and I shall say back to you.
Well, you're certainly welcome to drop by anytime. We're here every day of the week from 1530 to 1800 UTC, and just invite you to stop in anytime. Like I said, never know what we're going to be talking about. It just kind of there's no planned conversations here, other than maybe sometimes we sometimes get distracted by the national or international day that we start out announcing at the beginning of the net. But certainly a pleasure. I'll let you run for dinner there, and we'll check in with you again sometime. And yes, we have check-ins throughout the U.S., Canada, through South America, Caribbean sometimes, really around the world. Often we have check-ins, very regular check-ins out of Sweden, and UK quite often as well. So everyone is welcome. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy your dinner, sir. Golf 3, Echo Foxtrot Oscar. Adrian, first-time check-in from the UK, and maybe we'll catch you in the HF log sometime. 7-3.
Yeah, thank you very much, Brian. I shall say 73.
All right, clearing with Adrian. Let's go ahead, and boy, we're getting mighty close to the top of the hour. But let's see if anybody else wants a quick in and out as we finish out the net this morning. This is AI6US, and this is the Coffee Break Net.
W6EK.
Kilo Golf, 9 Mike.
W1ATB.
Okay, it looks like we have Adrian is hung up here, so let me go ahead and get that unhooked here. So stand by, everybody, for just a moment. Oh, it looks like maybe it cleared. Let me double check. How very interesting. On one monitor, it's showing G3EFO still connected and transmitting, and on the other monitor, it is cleared. So I'm going to go with the cleared. Good morning, Aaron, W1ATB, and good morning to Frank, KG9M, and good morning to Jim, WH6Q. Did I miss anyone? All right, up to the top. Good morning, Jim, WH6Q. Welcome.
Good morning, Brian, and the rest of the net. I just wondered, did I cause some kind of a disruption error and you had to disconnect me, or I wonder, I got disconnected some way, and the problem was connecting and disconnecting. Maybe it was my note got confused. Anyway, just wanted to say howdy. All is well here in Tennessee. Kind of an overcast day, but it's supposed to get really warm. We'll find out. That's about it, Brian. And I agree. I like out there by Elko and across Nevada. That is a very good place to work 10 meters if it's doing anything at all. W6EK.
There's always very interesting propagation characteristics, probably wherever you live. But no, Jim, nothing on our side that I'm aware of. I wasn't seeing any disruption coming out of your node, so any disconnect, I don't think we, at least knowingly, instigated it on our side here. So sorry about the struggle to get connected back in. Yes, I've traveled through that region before, headed between here and Salt Lake City, and it is a stretch of road, and it's I very much I think though I really enjoy mountains and tall trees and water. Back over to there, Jim. Hopefully we're still connected up, but no interference whatsoever from your node that I'm aware of.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Somebody was talking along and it quit, and I thought, what's going on? And then I thought it timed out, so I keyed up, and it keyed up. And then I looked, and it was okay looking on my monitor. I was using an old version of Supermon, too. But when I did a refresh, I wasn't connected any longer. So I thought, well, that's weird. Maybe something was going wrong, and I got disconnected that way. So, yeah, I made one trip, and I'm trying to remember what it might have been. Must have been in the winter time, but the fog collected on a mag mount I had on my father-in-law's pickup. I went out there to tow my son's Volkswagen Bug back to Tennessee. Oh, it was back in 1989 or 9. It was probably 90 or 91. And my mag mount whip got so frosted up from the moist air and the cold weather and the wind blowing on it that I had to stop and knock the icicle off of it. The thing looked like one of those push-up pops or something. Anyway, 7-3 all W6EK.
Yeah, I push-up pop. You got to be careful though. If you lick that thing down to the center, that your tongue might get stuck to that metal popsicle stick. Jim, always a pleasure to have you drop by, and you have a wonderful Tuesday ahead. WH6Q AI6US 73. Good morning, Frank. KG9M. Great to have you part of our VE Elmer team last evening, and what a great dinner and a wonderful session. And thanks for hanging in there so we could give that to young candidate another chance for that exam. Thank you so much for hanging in there last night.
Good morning, Brian. Kilo Golf 9 Mike. Yeah, it was a great evening. It really was. The choice of the pizza place, Old Town Pizza, I was able to get my Royal Hawaiian Pizza fix. For those that aren't aware what that is, it's Canadian bacon, pineapple, and cashews. I know some people turn their nose up at pineapple on pizza, but I'm not one of them. So it was great to see everyone there. Great discussion, and yeah, it was a huge group of candidates last night, and lots of new technicians. I'll be listening for the new call signs. But thanks to you, Brian, for all you did setting that evening up, and then obviously welcoming the new folks. You and the Elmers welcoming the new technicians into the hobby.
We are now getting the Elmers trained on the sign-out process, so that will help streamline because people leave that testing room in sometimes in groups and sometimes individually, and having each one of the Elmers to be up to speed to the sign-out process and what to expect now is, I think, really going to be providing a wonderful experience for the examinees as they finish up their session. But yeah, it takes a group of wonderful VEs and Elmers to put on that event, and we have a great team, no doubt about it. And I had never heard of a pizza. Of course, I've heard of pineapple and Canadian bacon, but I had never heard of cashews before. I should have stolen a sliver of your pizza and given it a try.
I will gladly share next time. There was quite a bit of pizza over there, and but as you saw, Jeff was a fan as well. Some other people have had it in the past and really liked it. It's an unusual combo, but it really works. But yeah, great pizza, great place, and yeah, the young candidate there really admired his determination, and I know that is what's going to carry him forth. So look forward to him getting licensed at some point in the future. I'll close with, Brian, is just a reminder. This is regarding Hamfest. A reminder to all of the team leads and anyone else who wants to attend to hear how planning is going and what maybe some unmet needs are. This Thursday in the club Zoom room and at 6 o'clock, 1800, 6 o'clock, whatever you prefer. In the club Zoom room, we'll have a Hamfest team lead planning meeting, and we'll go over where we're at. And again, still looking for volunteers, and I think everyone is aware, but please continue to check the hamfest.w6ek.org for the latest on prizes. There's been some that have been added recently, and details on the event. But March 28th, put it on your calendars, please, and look forward to seeing you there and getting you signed up to assist. That's all I have, Brian. Have a great day. Thanks for all you do. AI6US Kilo Golf 9 Mike 73.
Well, thank you for taking the lead on the Hamfest this year. Of course, the Loomis Hamfest is coming up. It's the Northern California's first and largest Hamfest, coming up on March 28th. If you are a seller, gates open at 6 a.m. If you are a buyer, gates open at 7. And just invite everybody to join. We're going to have something special this year. Going to be a covered canopy area with seating, so you can just kind of, after you do your shopping, you can sit down and visit with friends. And there are going to be some great prizes this year, absolutely. Of course, Coffee Break will be live that morning from the Hamfest. Going to be walking around. I'm going to be doing man on the street interviews with the sellers, the buyers, and just meet some interesting people and have some interesting conversations. Volunteer now. Don't wait till the day of the event. If you are available, looking for any of the Sierra Foothills Amateur Radio Club members to volunteer, please RSVP now so we can know in advance rather than waiting for last minute. I know that will allow Frank to sleep easier. KG9M, AI6US. Have a wonderful day. Good morning, Aaron. W6EK ATB. Great to hear you on this morning, and hope all is well with you.
Good morning, Brian and Net. W6EK here. Yeah, have I ever said how much I don't like going to the dentist?
Oh, I know you had oral surgery probably about a week ago now. How are you doing?
I gotta say, that was one of the worst experiences of my life. It's something about having a hammer in your mouth and the way it makes your brain rock. Anyway, I'm recovering all right. I'm still sore as heck and got a headache. And I caught this horrible cold. I don't know if the dentist gave it to me or if it's, from some gunk that was under my tooth or what. But, man, it was the worst cold I've had in years.
Man, you got hit with a double whammy there. You know, and the way that those assistants and the dentist are in your mouth, I'm sure, you know, if it didn't get caused or on the way another way, that certainly I've left dental appointments and oral surgery and have come down with some nasty colds as well. You know, just laying there, mouth breathing for hours, I'm certain doesn't help the situation.
Exactly. So, anyway, I think I'm on the mend another week or so, and they said it will take a total of 4 months for it to completely finish up, but a couple of weeks is all it would take for it to heal.
Oh man, I don't even want to know about the procedure, but I imagine there's a lot of soft foods and smoothies in your life right now.
Yeah, that is one of the worst parts. I can't eat anything. I've lost 10 pounds. I eat soup and cream of wheat. I mean, it's just all soft stuff that maybe you can swallow. That's about it. So, yeah, it's kind of, I guess the good part was I had several of them all done at once. So when it's done, it's done. But, man, I should have just done one side or the other, I think.
Well, instead of talking about what foods are the national day today, I'll just let you know, maybe this could be part of your mental recovery, International Irish Whiskey Day.
I could do some of that right about now, although they told me no alcohol, so what the heck.
What the heck? Boy, I think that's how they used to administer anesthesia, was hand somebody a bottle of rum. Well, Aaron, I am sorry to hear that this is the process that you're going through right now. I wish you a fast recovery, and you know, let us know when it's safe to discuss steaks and hamburgers again.
Yeah, my sweet, beautiful wife, she had a nice steak and potatoes and all this like 2 days ago, right in front of me. It smelled so freaking good. I'm sitting there with my bowl of oatmeal.
And I could just see how she served it. She just put that ladle down into that big, deep pot that had been on the stove for a week and just slop and slid it under your door.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, well, I'm going to stop talking. My mouth's starting to hurt. So you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. W6EK 73, everybody.
All right, Aaron. Well, rapid recovery for you, and we'll look forward. Yeah, we've missed seeing you lately at our events, and we'll look forward to seeing you soon at maybe one of our upcoming events, and you have a wonderful Tuesday ahead. W6EK AI6US. Kind of fitting this morning, any of you that were around this morning when I opened for the coffee net, it was the chipmunk. It was Alvin doing the doing the welcome to the coffee break net. Not saying that Aaron looked like a chipmunk, but I have a feeling. Have a great day, Aaron. Good morning, Coffee Break Net. We are after 10 o'clock in the morning, so you know what that means. That means we are in wrap-up mode. So I switch over to just taking check-ins for the log, and really just want to let you guys know I appreciate you stopping by and being part of some good conversations this morning here on the Coffee Break Net. And of course, we'll be back again tomorrow morning, 7:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. Pacific Time. That's 15:30 to 1800 UTC. And I will be your net host again tomorrow. So if you're deciding whether you want to be here or not, yeah, Brian's going to be net host and conversation facilitator. So weigh that in your decision. All right, let's go ahead and take for the log check-ins at this time, the Coffee Break Net.
W8LDT, Tim, Michigan Mobile. Good morning, Brian.
K4 Lima Golf, hiya. Kilo Mike 6, Mike for the log, please, Brian.
Whiskey Bravo 3, Charlie, Sierra Yankee for the log. Thanks, Brian.
Kilo Golf
0, YJJ, Rick for the log.
AI6LZ.
KO6LMZ for the log.
Good morning, Brian, KI6TC.
Twin Falls steamed eggs.
WB6UBK for the log.
Good morning, Brian. W6GLW for the log.
Good morning, this is WB6UBK for the log.
Good morning, this is KK6SNG for the log.
Good morning and aloha. Hotel 7 Whiskey Mike Henry. Log only. Have a nice day.
KG6QBB for the log.
All right, going to need just a couple of fills there. KK6 Quebec, Victor, was that Bravo or Delta? I think I know who it is, but I'm taking a wild guess here.
KG6QBB.
Boy, I really struck out on that one. Yes, KG6QVB. Good morning. Got you in the log. And good morning, Henry. You are in rare form this morning. You must have had your coffee and your tropical drink. KH7 Whiskey Mike deserves a big aloha to you, Henry. Thanks for checking in. KK6SNG. Good morning to you. Got you in the log as well. W6GLW, got you in the log this morning. Thanks for checking in. WB6UBK, I got you in the log 2 times. No, I'm only going to put in the log 1 time. Good morning. Good morning to KB7DFP. Steamed eggs. Good morning to you there, Ken. You have a wonderful day. Glenn, full house now. I can now win the card game. You are the 3rd family member to check in. KI6TC. Good morning, Glenn. And good morning to KO6LMZ. Good morning there, Dan. Great to hear you check in. AI6LZ. Good morning, Bert. And let's see. Let me just try reading my handwriting here. I apologize. I think that was a... YJJ, I think that was. So I'm going to have to look up the full call here. YJJ, just help me out here. Full call, please.
Good morning, Brian. It's Kilo Echo 0 Yankee Juliet Rick in Pine Island, Minnesota.
There we go. KE0YJJ. Good morning, Rick. Thanks for checking in this morning. Good morning to Chris in 6CTC. Got you in the log, my friend. You have a great day. Good morning to Rick, WB3CSY. Thanks for checking in this morning, Rick. You are in the log. Good morning to Mike, KM6MM. You're in the log. W6EK4LGI, Denver. Sam, good morning. Got in the log. And Tim out of Michigan, mobile, probably on his way back from having a delicious hoagie, or no, W8LDT. Did I miss anyone? All right, hearing none, I'll just go ahead and close the net for this morning and just wish everybody a wonderful day ahead. We'll be back again tomorrow morning for another edition of the Coffee Break Net. Thanks for being part of the conversation this morning. It's been a pleasure. The Coffee Break Net, where the sun is always shining, the birds are singing, and the fish are jumping. This net is sponsored by the Foothills Amateur Radio Club in Northern California, and we're here every day of the week, 7:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. Pacific time. So, we'll catch everyone tomorrow morning. I'm Brian, AI6US, returning the W6EK repeater back to normal usage, whatever that may be. 7-3 all.
Take care, Brian.
Oh, that's interesting. Happy Taco Tuesday, Brian. AI6US KG6NLW. Great net.
Thanks, guys, and everyone have a wonderful day ahead.